Hi, it's Stephen Budden. Welcome back. The thing I want you to consider today is this idea of truth. Like, how can we be more and more truthful with others and with ourselves? This is profound and people misinterpret it as simple, and it's really complex. Most of the thoughts we allow ourselves to indulge in are not true. They're not even mostly true. Most of the things that come out of our mouth are not true. Just in tiny ways, we'll notice ourselves exaggerating or leaving things out. And the more you slip down that path, the more you're out of alignment with yourself and your values. There are physiological consequences to being out of alignment with yourself and your values. So how do you come back into alignment? The most effective way I've found is to say, hey, listen, I want to have this conversation because I've been out of alignment here. I was not honest before when I did this thing, and I wanted to tell you that actually I was, doing this other thing. Or I said I ate this, and really I ate this and that. Or I said I had stopped doing this thing, and really I do it every week. Whatever it is. Because that brings another person into your story, and then you can start to reframe it and come into alignment again. Now, as we know physiologically, or maybe we don't know, being out of alignment will kind of misalign your spine. Sometimes when I'm working with clients understanding, they say they feel twisted. And it's almost like they feel like their thoughts are twisted and this twists their body. Or they feel like they've lost their capacity for standing in integrity and upright in truth. Gurdjieff taught that once you lie enough times, you lose your capability of telling the truth. So it erodes your truth essence until that's gone. You can notice this in kids because they really do always tell the truth, almost to the detriment. It's like it's not even compassionate truth, as the Vedas teach. It's just blah, whatever's there comes out. Later they learn like, ooh, I might get in trouble if I do this. I might get a reaction if I say it this way. And they kind of learn they're putting on their different armors, their different personality traits. This is an essential piece of living life and an essential in the development of the ego. Where we are now, though, who I'm speaking to, which is you, is ready to be more and more truthful. Even marketing, you notice like you can market in alignment or you can market in lies, and there's all this place in between. There's 1,000 ways to say the same thing, and a certain number of them are true from coming from a certain angle or a certain perspective. Some of them are outright false. So how can you be more committed to yourself and telling the truth both to yourself and others? What if you took a fast for a week from any kind of untruths? You'll notice how easily they crop up. Like you'll exaggerate time. We're late. It takes us 20 minutes to get there. No, actually it takes 17 or whatever it is. It's like there's always these little things that kind of you'll manipulate to get your way. And I mentioned Gurdjieff in the Truth Essence. He was a hypnotist, and he could kind of put people under a spell to get them to do what he wanted, as the accounts go. And he made this vow to himself never to use that power to get people to do what he wanted, to use other methods of persuasion so that it was natural and the people were mutually benefited. I mean, he had some of the features of kind of a charlatan in some ways. However, he was always playing these different roles, and I think that's interesting because if you do have this, like these NLP skills or these persuasion skills, you can sell with those, and you'll always notice that the sale has this like kind of icky feeling, or it falls through at the end, or they don't really want to be in it. It's much more empowering in any kind of interaction where one person seemingly holds more power to illustrate the full scope of the situation and to be as truthful as you can. Now, truth through the body, it feels different when you're lying versus when you're telling the truth. And I want you to kind of notice that difference. Muscle testing, kinesiology, where you say, I am Bill, your muscle test weak, and I say, I am Stephen, and my muscle test strong, because that's true as far as I know. And interestingly, it's not even as far as I know, because you can find things that you don't know in that way. You can hold a vitamin near your heart and test whether it's true or false. And then you can ask how many, a number, and you can test whether it's true or false to kind of hone in on whether your body is resonant with that thing or whether it's not. So truth is much more profound than what you think. There's some sort of universal truth that you can align with now. And I say that in full awareness of the subjectivity of experience. We're all on our different journeys. There's these different essences interacting, and we're constellations of stories loosely wedded together. Even so, for you in this moment, there are things that are true and things that are not true. So you can use this, you can find ways to harness this and commit more and more to telling the truth. The reason this is essential is because as you do it more, you learn how to do it more. Being in alignment with yourself is the best thing you can do for your health, your body, and your vitality. Louise Hay wrote that the teeth have a lot to do with being in integrity and living according to our values. So do you have teeth issues? Do your teeth hurt? Because what's coming through your mouth and what's going into your mouth? A lot of people wish they ate this way and they eat this way. And it's not necessarily about being perfect. It's about forgiving yourself and knowing what your values are so you can live in alignment with them and discovering what truth is. More so, it's about slowing down in life and catching yourself when you're not being truthful and be like, oh, that wasn't truthful. Like even with my daughter, I noticed this temptation. She doesn't want to go to this place. Are we going to this place after? Yes, we are. You have to face the consequence before you leave. And the compassionate truth in the ancient Indian teachings has to do with if someone's hiding behind your door and someone, robber comes to the door and says, is so-and-so here? I'm going to kill them. You say no, because you're not going to be complicit in their murder. So we speak truth with this idea of the compassion. However, I think a lot of us err way on the side of untruth, half-truths, mistruths, dissembling, all that. So my encouragement for you today is just be more truthful with yourself and others. And this allows you to orchestrate a life so that you can live in alignment with yourself and be truthful all around. And that's what we're going for. So thank you so much.